Today, on Another Note.
80% of our natural resources are being depleted.
That's my biggest concern, what you just said, the trash. The beautiful sea, we're surrounded by it, and people take no mind to what we throw into
The Millround Farm in, is it King Garden Bay?
Yes,
King Garden
yes.
Bay, yes, of course, where they are based.
A man finds out that his child is not his.
Of course, that's no conversation a woman wants to have.
So you're officially now not our main host, but what are you up to in your personal life? Welcome back to On Another Note. It is so good to have you guys viewing and tuning in with us, but today you will notice something. Eye candy, yep. We got some lovely people co-hosting with us today. We want to say a very special welcome to Briana.
Hey, Bri.
And we also have back a veteran co-host, Kyla.
Better.
And you may have seen an upheavaling announcement, but she can't stay away for too long. So we also have April with us.
What's up, y'all? I said I would be back. I said that in some,
Yes.
it's
We didn't know it was
not
that
a
soon.
complete
We didn't know it
divorce.
was that soon.
You know something? Yesterday I gotta come back and taste it a little bit and then be like,
You missed it.
It's like the separation before
I'm joking.
the actual
I
divorce.
don't really mean it was like the one night stand before the
I
the
know.
court hearing.
No, we're not. We're not into hot topics yet. Wait, what's happening?
okay,
Okay, so let's talk about our week. How was your week, Bree? Your first time here. How was
Yes,
the week for you?
my week was very tiring. I'm a teacher, so you know I'm always going,
We're
but
praying for you.
I'm
We're praying.
feeling
I know, right?
very much energetic right now.
Okay.
The Lord be with you
Yeah, 'cause-
in thine environment.
I say all the time, like, I don't know how my
It's
children
not
teachers
easy.
deal with them. And like,
It's
how
not
do I
easy.
deal with them? I'd be like,
Yeah.
No.
Jesus
We're gonna
Christ.
circle back to this. We're gonna circle back to this. How was your week?
My
Queen
week
bee?
was excellent. I had some work done, some pending work that I
You had some work done? You're gone center?
Don't say that.
Listen, I'm gonna sue this girl, you know.
Yes, we've been trying to make Martha admit that she do this bottom, you know, anyhow.
I know.
What are you gonna say about me? No, don't say that.
No, Barter's bus is on a. Anyways, we don't want to talk about.
It's a
people's
Spanish.
buses.
It's a Spanish.
What's going
It's a Spanish thing.
Yeah, it's
Moving right along.
So you did some work this
I
week
had
and
some
some work done. You had the work done. You look great. You look great.
Thank you.
April?
Girl, I'm all natural. I'm all natural. Kyla, how about you?
This week, I went to a graduation last weekend, so it's graduation season. So It is. Congrats to all the graduates. That's awesome. I went back to work. I also lecture, so it's the end of semester. So
So you're feeling like Bree,
I
winding down.
get it. I get it. Trust me, I have a set of papers. We could switch. We could. No, I have enough. Thank you.
I tried it.
The life of teachers.
Oh, but it's so good to be back on set. I'm loving the location where we're at today. The breeze is really good. You'll hear a little bit more about it, but we are still at Mayette's Chill Spot for a second week in a row. And it's just amazing.
We're
here.
in
The
the zone.
location is just amazing.
We're in
So
the zone.
if we seem a little bit too chill, it's the location, you know. It just does it for us. It really does.
Yeah, I literally want to put my foot up here.
I know. I just
Like,
I
I
just
do
want to
that?
relax. I wish the bartender was here because I'm gonna need the chef to make a pizza. But you know, we'll come back on Friday. But I wanted to circle back before we really begun to teaching. I mean, how is it actually being a teacher and a mom? Because you actually have to go home to a kid.
Yes, the noise never stops. Like, you have your daughter in high school, so I'm sure you have been there. The location where we're at right now is not the best. The shift that we're on, people might think, oh, she finishes half day. That should be great. No, it's not. No, it's a lot more work. We don't get to stop and take a break or try to prepare for the next. We just go and go and go. By the time I'm done, I feel like I've worked all day plus more time, so it's really not easy.
Do you still have patience when you get home to deal with your baby girl? She's got a beautiful baby girl, guys. Like,
I have a
absolutely
very
gorgeous.
energetic.
I see her with her baby, and
Oh,
she
she's
is like
such
an
a gorgeous
awesome mom.
little
She's
girl.
like, yes, sweetie, No, honey. Okay. This is how she talks about. I'm like, well, I need to do better.
She's smart, but I do have the patience still. I need to understand the age that she's at, and I'm trying to raise her to be a loving child and responsible and all of that. So I do, but when nighttime comes, I just want to go in my bed, and she doesn't. So
Yeah.
I have a bedtime.
Let me say that that's a Latino thing, though. You don't think so?
I think so. Yeah.
I have non-Latino children who are as
What in terms of what the loving
That,
side?
that nurturing,
Oh,
very
okay,
nurturing,
okay.
very nurturing.
Yeah.
I pick up something there, but I think that Latino moms are
You know what? You
extra,
might have
extra.
something because you know. I mean, like, I know I'm not the host.
no, go ahead, no child.
But
We're all
But
co-hosts.
I literally had this conversation with my coworkers. Like I have how many Hispanic? I have a couple of Hispanic coworkers, but I was asking one of them. Big ups to Anna. But she was saying she was saying that essentially she thinks also that Latinas have a certain sort of love for just how they approach everything is always so gentle and so loving and what have you. So she was saying that perhaps that is something that is distinct to maybe, and when I say black and Spanish, it's not that y'all, I think y'all black women too, you just speak a different language, but that is more ingrained in the culture. Because what she said is with her grandfather, from young, like she was taught to comb his hair and bring his shoes, and you know it's all about, you know, making sure that they're okay, and also making sure that the baby's okay, making sure that everybody in the home is okay, and it's a very nurturing kind of environment. And something that my I guess you could say Tatolian coworker said is in terms, the difference is that when we are raised up to kind of be to one, be mindful of, yes, the house and what have you, but to take care of ourselves and to grind. So it's like, you know, it's about on the grind, because you ain't taking care of no man, you have to work, you know. Yeah, so I think that is where some of that
nurturing comes
but that
from.
can be
I
a
agree.
different topic.
I agree.
I am divided and united at the same time with two different cultures, and I make observations.
What you say, you're confused?
Could be, well, I'm not confused. I'm just the perfect product of two
So am I.
Caribbean nations.
Yes.
The perfect
So
product.
you
yes.
both have Hispanic and genuine African American in
Yes.
you. Okay, okay. Or
What
Carib-
African American?
Caribbean American, Caribbean African. What did I say? West Indian.
It's Afro-Caribbean.
West Indian and Hispanic in you.
And I can't, because I've been from the Dominican Republic so long, I've lost a bit of that touch, and I can't help but look at certain things. Like, for example, when I'm driving my children, sometimes we open the door, we say later, and the children drive out. While Dominican woman would take that child under an umbrella and walk that child to school. And walk the children to school. And for example, we see
But I don't do that though. Like, you're like, later.
Don't feel guilty. Don't feel guilty.
You try to do this.
walk that child to school. For example, looking at again cultures around us, we see that sometimes we accept that siblings fight a lot. Not in our culture, I don't think.
No.
For example, you see the bigger child holding this little child going to school and crossing the road and make sure that the little
They help to
sister-
raise the other
Yes, it's
children.
taken care
You guys are
of. So
taught
it's-
early
Yes.
to nurture and one thing I noticed about Hispanics, I mean, I grew up in a very Hispanic culture. I grew up in St. Croix, mostly Puerto Ricans and Dominicanas. So I grew up in that culture.
You can pass for one.
I can speak me habla español. Hey, okay. I like my culture. It's okay. I appreciate all the extra accents, but I like my culture. But one of the things that, you know, I've realized and I really do appreciate about Hispanics in general is that they're passionate. So I know we call it nurturing, but they are just genuinely passionate about everything. If they're arguing, they're passionate. If they have a conversation, whether it's a good, bad conversation, they're very passionate about it. If they're working, they're very passionate. So
Even
you
when
find
they're
that
making love.
Tell me about it.
no,
But I
are they
never
passionate?
had a Spanish man, so I don't
No
know.
comprende.
I never had one.
I don't know.
So
But I find that
Wait, you ever had a
guys
Spanish
are very. We can't ask that question. We're not asking that. These are taken women on the set, and I will not. But do you want to answer?
you ever had a
I'm
Spanish
just-
person?
I personally don't like Spanish men.
No.
No, I don't. Like where I live in Consuelo, I'm sure most of yo también. So where I'm from, the men, like, they still expect you to be at home taking care of the
That is
home.
where you should be, child. Okay. No.
Not me, because I have the English in me, where we are raised, like what April said, to be
Right.
independent, to do your own, to get your own. So I have it half and half. Yes, I'm gonna do what I need to do at home. I'm gonna cook for my husband to be, hopefully. I'm gonna cook for my daughter. I'm gonna teach her, but I still want to have my own.
And in that passion can be translated as jealous. You can't talk to one in this.
Yeah, you can't do that.
You
They get
can't look
very
at Pedro
jealous.
either.
You can't be more jealous than me. No, I'm a woman. Let me be jealous. But as a man, to me, if you're more jealous than a woman, then
Yeah, men are very, very possessive, and they don't understand that I too want to.
Yeah?
They could look at women though. They're known for being masculine.
Yeah.
Kind of
It's
ditched
that
my
passion.
question about if you ever been with a Spanish man.
I know.
Because I was trying
Moving
to
right
assess,
along, moving right
because
along.
y'all talking about how much
Have
passion.
you ever?
No, that's what I'm saying. No. So I
We're
can't
playing
even
Never
be like,
Have You Ever Here on another note. So, never
Drink,
have you ever
drink.
been with a Spanish man?
This is really vodka.
but I would not do it again.
Never have you ever been with a Spanish man?
Strictly black.
Woo! Never have you ever been with a Spanish man?
No.
Never have you ever been with a Spanish? She's blinking too many times.
You
Don't
can't
miss
remember.
She's not sure if he's Spanish,
Did he speak? He habla español.
Spanish,
but he
yes,
was raised
but-
here.
It depends.
No, it depends on what we mean. Like, have you ever been with? Like,
No, meaning in a relationship, irrespective of how far that
Whatever you do
relationship
at
went.
home, that's your
because
business.
no, I think I told her you deal, you talk. No,
So I told her they go to in depth.
relationship.
Okay,
Oh
she
no,
been
Yeah.
in a Spanish man.
You've never been in a relationship.
I said no.
That became very complicated. That became very complicated.
That's so much.
She
that you gotta
overthinking,
tell
like,
herself.
depending on what you mean.
That
It's
became
not about me.
very
How
complicated.
was it? Was it passionate?
We're not having this conversation. We're not having this conversation.
But
But
these
the
are-
Spanish
When
man
you're watching
answer.
right now, like, you see?
She's not
Me not
sure.
give it to you good. Me not give it to you good. Yeah, he messing
This is
you up
not
now.
where this is supposed to be going. Oh God! But the funny thing, the interesting thing is, I was having this conversation with a cousin of mine. You and I were in Florida at the same time, actually. And I was having a conversation with a cousin of mine because my niece, who is, I have brothers and sisters who are Hispanic, and my brother was dating a Hispanic young lady, and their daughter, when he comes home from work, she is trained at 11 to take off daddy's shoes, to get him water, so she will come, papi, you okay? Your food is ready, here's the agua, and then she would get him something to drink, and she would, and take off his shoes and his socks, bring his slippers, and I took that very offensively, and then my,
You were offended?
I was offended because I was like, she's a child. No, my brother had back man, you go take off your shoes, and them socks stink. Don't do it. Don't do it. About to kill this baby. Get my niece up off the floor. And her mom explained to me that, culturally, they are taught to care for
For
the
papi.
men because the men predominantly are the breadwinners in Hispanic
the home.
culture. And even if it's not true in that particular household, those traditions are still taught.
Yes.
to
One way or the
children.
other. It
So
is
I think that's an awesome thing. I'm trying to convert my daughter into some level of it. She'd be like, Mommy, Daddy, she's just thinking of. I don't.
I remember.
You don't even take off daddy shoes.
I remember when
wrong.
I came here at first, I made the mistake and put all the food, the white rice, the stew peas, and the chicken, and the fried plantain and whatever else, the same plate. And so Teresa gonna tell me, my mom, you want me crown you with that plate? You know it is the man at the house you're dealing with. How you gonna bunch up all the food together? Because in the Dominican culture, I don't know about other Hispanic culture, that white rice needs to be separate.
No,
in-
it was in Cuba too. Like when I
Yeah.
went there, like,
Everything is separated.
Everything
I
was
think
four
most Hispanic
plates. I was
cultures
like,
is like that.
Everything
Okay.
is
All the food is
separate.
separated, and
Some
then
go as far as
Yeah,
getting
then
an
they-
extra
you
plate.
choose.
So
And they put extra plates on the table, too.
You know, take out from every.
And
in
it's
case
all
you
going
go
the same way.
yeah.
So then
But
it's
I think it's
like,
maybe more so presentation.
and choice, giving him all the choices available at the time.
now, do you-
and the flavor of the foods and making sure
Yeah.
you can taste
But do
everything.
you guys carry on those traditions and cultures that you?
They're about to face now.
No, to be honest.
Yeah, that starts to blink. Like Bree was like,
I am half Anatolian, And sometimes the traditions will be lost.
Yes, sometimes.
But do you,
But I think
you
I
both
think it
have
would.
girls, so would you say that you would like to pass on those traditions to your daughters, being of Hispanic culture?
I think I would.
There's
I think
some of them, not all, because I don't even follow some of them. But just recently, it's very funny because I was talking to my boyfriend about that same topic in terms of when we get the food, the way we place it on the table, and he doesn't care. He just wants his food, and I know what he eats. But when I cook, I learned to cook from my grandfather. So my season and everything is a Spanish way. So you know the con rice and those things. But that's how I cook, and I'm still trying to do the English way of doing it. Even though it's not really English, it's more Caribbean. But he likes the way I cook naturally, which is a good thing.
Nice. You
So
got he cooking now.
I have that. I will pass that on to my daughter because I like cooking the Spanish food.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome. So it's great that we're having this discussion. I'll be very honest with you. This is not on our script, but you know, just having these two beautiful Hispanic young ladies here, it is really good to just talk about cultural diversity, even among us as cast members, because it's interesting to see where we differ and then where we are the same.
I want them to teach me how to take somebody, man, on the next show. I'm
Oh my
joking.
goodness.
I'm
Oh my
joking.
goodness.
I'm joking.
And on that note, I'm going to
joking.
highlight our sponsors. Actually, let's take a break. We'll be right back.
The Mill Round Farm in, is it King Garden Bay?
Yes,
King Garden
yes.
Bay, yes, of course, where they are based.
a man finds out that his child is not his.
of course, that's no conversation a woman wants to have.
So you're officially now not our main host, but what are you up to in your personal life?
Shavanda Naturals, handmade natural products made in the British Virgin Islands. Our products are sourced from natural and sometimes organic ingredients. Shavanda Naturals is the perfect gift for your loved one this season. Try our hair and body butters, natural handmade bar soaps, lip balms, shampoos, conditioners, oils, pomades, and scrubs. Also available for wholesale to hotels, bed and breakfast, as well as retail markets. Call us at 443-5404 or send us an email at shavanda@gmail.com.
At Horizon Catering, we deliver the highest quality food, innovative presentations, and professional services. We know how important catering is to your event, so we cut no corners to ensure a satisfying and memorable event. We can turn your next event from the ordinary to the extraordinary. For the highest quality food, innovative presentations, and professional services, call Horizon Catering at 284-499-2132 or 499-2142.
And we're back. So good to have you back with us on another note. And we're going to get right into what I will call our interesting topic for today. So if you know me and you know a lot of the members on our cast, you know that there's quite a number of us who really believe in preserving what Mother Earth, what nature has provided for us. And to be frank, we're murdering Mother Earth. So as the years continue to go on, we really are depleting without even replenishing. To be frank, a lot of us don't care. We live our lives on a daily basis. Technology is coming into play. There's trash everywhere. No one is concerned about what is happening with Mother
That's my
Earth.
biggest concern, what you just said, the trash.
Yeah.
It's
But
just
it's so much more than
everywhere.
just the trash.
I know, but
It's like-
I find it like now you see people are walking, they're drinking a juice and they just throw the bottle on the road. Like simple things like that we can avoid. That's one of my biggest concerns. I really hate it.
It's really
And
a
it's
problem.
It, really,
Yes.
it makes me sick to see. I have driven up behind people for that. I'm like, excuse me, and they're like, well, man, you just throw something out your window.
Something as simple as that.
Yeah.
Just one bottle.
And they have it to be like, I am being unreasonable. I'm like, no, that's not right. You should go back and pick that up. And they're offended.
Yeah.
Or even, I don't know if we can see the view from here, but the seawater, like this, we're the beautiful sea we're surrounded by,
Yeah.
and people take no mind to what we throw into
Exactly.
the sea. And,
None.
you know, something so simple, but
And the funny thing about it, one of the articles that I was reading, 80% of our natural resources are being depleted. By the time our kids are adults, a lot of the natural resources would have been now at what would be considered very critical stages. So their children potentially won't have not just the beauty, but the health benefits of nature.
I'm glad you mentioned that because you're going to be seeing a lot more articles like that because of the UN biodiversity report. So that was released in early May. And it pretty much says that exactly what you said, we're murdering the earth. Earth is, Earth, and I don't want to say Earth is dying because I don't want to put that out there. Earth is not healthy. She is not where she is supposed to be. And it is because of human activity.
It is solely.
That's all. Because we would have been speaking about evolution when I was here last time. And when people speak about evolution, it is over a number of years, over millions of years. But what's happening is you're seeing changes in the environment in a couple of decades.
Less than decades.
And so they're asserting that certain animal species aren't going to be around in 20 years.
Some of them are already now at the point of extinction.
They've done some
fishes.
Well.
I find everyone is fishing. We are overfishing right now.
We're overfishing.
And the worst part is we're not thinking about how do we replenish. So should we be making sure we have farms available so that they can breeding farms? Should we make sure that we have seasons for the yellowtail and the old wife so that we're not consistently fishing every fish all year long? You know, we do it with the lobsters to give them a break. We do it with the turtles. We need to consider all the fish as well.
Well, the report speaks to that, of the small changes that people have tried to implement here and there, but they said just that it's small. Even the breeding, it's small. So what they're suggesting is transformative change. So we're talking about changing the way we eat in general. So across the board, from lessening meat consumption in general, because what they found is cattle, any kind of livestock breeding, that is also a major depletion in terms of our forests, in terms of the feed that the animals are eating, and also in terms of the water production, because you have to, they're animals, so they're going to eat, they need water as well. So that also is, it's funny enough, and this is how one scientist broke it down. It's like you're growing corn to feed chickens and not humans. You know what I mean? It's a messed up way of thinking. Also in terms of pollination, bees are a major part of that, and we're finding less and less bees. So sooner or later,
other pollinating.
Do you remember
insects.
the bee movie?
Yes.
Bee movie.
That will be true.
Yes, where the bees said, you know, we're not working anymore. But in this case, the bees are just dying out. The populations are dying out. So I don't want to say in the near future, because we're feeling it right now, but you know, our florists will be affected eventually, and these are of course going to have an economic impact. So it's a heavy report. I haven't gone through the whole thing because what they're releasing basically is
it's quite a
findings here and there.
I have a concern though. We often speak about the amount of garbage that we see on the road, but we don't think about trees. For example, I find that locally we have no qualms in chopping down a tree that is 100 years old. We don't think about it. And even in our area, Road Town right now, I see persons to prevent, you know, the congregation of people underneath that tree. They will cut down the tree.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
They will cut down the tree.
That's actually part of the report as well. Just the way how we develop is also a problem.
Expanding roads, the land, everything.
So they're talking, as they say, transformative change. They're talking about how we eat, and they want it on their suggestion, the UN is suggesting it on a governmental kind of level.
It has to be a law.
Because people aren't going to just make these changes on their own.
And then when we had the floods in 2017, a lot of people were saying, that a lot of people throwing garbage in the guts. But I was saying it's not that alone. It's the deforestation that is
certainly
contributing a
improper
lot
land development.
Exactly, and we're not paying attention to
And
that.
even, I mean, we're a small island here in the Virgin Islands, where on another note is base. But if we think about this, even just on a Caribbean front, if we just try to better the Mother Earth within the Caribbean, at least if we can create some type of coalition so that we are together making an impact that's necessary. Yes, there needs to be a holistic impact, but we have to start somewhere. And if we can start with our region, I think that will be great. And like April said, the report made it very clear. It has to be on a governmental level because some of these things, there has to be sanctions against it. There has to be policy that prevents and enables.
And penalties.
And there has to be penalties that are enforceable and penalties that are deterrents. So outside of them being enforceable, you just won't do it because you don't want to go to jail for 10 years because you pulled up a tree without permission. I mean, we need to get to that level. It's even the same thing. If we're going to be importing cars and they cost X amount of dollars, let's start thinking about what should we be importing? Should it then be a smart car that doesn't require gas, that doesn't pollute the air even more? So could it be a Tesla?
Well,
should it be, you know, so all of these are things that we need to be thinking about.
Other countries have been already doing away with importation of cars. They actually, some cities are just recently, was it Belgium? A city, recently, somewhere, like a number of them are making certain areas in the city just walking zones. They don't want any kind of cars. Of course, they're improving their biking paths as well, just to cut down on that carbon footprint. Because what they're finding is Caribbean, although we can make these changes in the Caribbean, we're not.
We wait on the bigger
we're
ones.
overdeveloping, unfortunately.
But also we're not actually contributing as much to climate change and also the biodiversity impact as much as these larger nations. Unfortunately, it impacts us.
It does. It does.
You know, Irma was.
But we are modernizing, so we aren't contributing now. In 5 years, we will be a major contributor if we don't, on a regional level, start making developmental changes in all aspects, socially. Family, so on the micro level first, making sure that recycling is a part of our normal construct, making sure that when we're thinking about new boats that are being brought into the territory, new cars, are these cars solar powered? Are the boats solar powered? Are they, you know, what energies are they using and leaving in our atmospheres? When we're thinking about waste management, how are we managing the waste? How are we ensuring that waste is being managed in a way where we can handle it as we grow in population and that we can minimize the health effects to the constituents and the community on a whole. So it's a holistic thing.
You were saying something, Bri?
I did. I saw local news where one of the newly selected representatives, he's actually looking into the importation of vehicles, of raising the taxes. He wants to decrease that. So I'm hoping that we are moving forward with where that is concerned. Because I did.
So sorry to have to wrap up this conversation because this is a really interesting conversation. But follow us, comment on our Facebook page on another note, OANTalk. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. And let's continue the conversation surrounding what we believe Mother Earth and what is happening to Mother Earth. Are we contributing factors? How can we help to slow down some of the effects of climate change and depletion of our natural resources? What can you do at home? Should we start implementing our own tiny rules and reducing, reusing, recycling for real and not just using it as a phrase? Comment and let us know.
Angie, I actually know some people who have been trying to lessen the impact in their own way, and of course by increasing food security, and that would be the Vantapools. Well, the government, their government names would be Shaniqua and Alton Vantapool, but I know them as Empress Root and Sugar.
Yes, yes.
And they have started the Mill Round Farm in, is it King Arna Bay?
Yes,
King Arna Bay, yes, of course, where they are based. And so they've been, since Irma, I think they realized, of course, the impact of not having all the imports that we're accustomed to having on demand, like we're accustomed having. And they thought, okay, you know, it's time to till the soil, and it's time to put some food down and what have you, and not just for their own family, but also for the BVI, because at one point in time, BVI was an agricultural agrarian society, and we fed ourselves. We fed ourselves with the food from the ground, and of course we had the fish from the sea. Things have changed thus far, but Shaniqua, Root, this is so weird saying Shaniqua. Root and Sugar, they're doing their part, and they've brought their children in on it as well.
Yes, and I believe they've been doing it for 16 years. I read somewhere. So this is, it's amazing. Okay, good.
Yes. But this is the first time now they're doing it more like on a commercial scale.
Right, so it's getting more out there,
Yeah, so they've been supplying different businesses in BVI with
Yeah.
their greens, their
If you know Lady Sarah's, I
Yes.
think they get their greens.
Okay,
yes,
okay.
so some herbs and some what we call quick crops like tomatoes and okra and
Yeah.
pak choy and that kind of stuff. So that's the kind of stuff that they're doing, and those are all. Well, I eat mostly vegan, so I'm like, yes, give me more of that kind of food. And this is living food, you know.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, who you know, people will look at me and I guess see my size and think, oh, she probably don't eat she probably eats a lot. I really don't eat like junk per se. I probably eat a little too much starch every now and again, but I really do love my veg. So sugar and root, you know, you're getting
Shout outs
you're getting
to you.
business. And what I would like to say also is to use them as an example.
Yes.
You know that you know, we
Of
can
how
look to
we
our
can slow down, because growing crops like these help to keep this soil fertilized. It also helps to make sure that it's ready for the next stock, and we're reducing without having to import. That is less air pollution with the barges coming in. It is less sea pollution with the distribution of sewage into the water as they come in. It is less taxing with the plastics that they have to wrap around all the foods that we get.
and it's
So
just less chemical, like just less chemical in
It's just
the
amazing.
atmosphere, less chemical in your body, because this is
Yeah.
organic produce.
It doesn't need to
It
be.
gives you a feeling of gratification
It
as
does.
well.
It
because
does.
I do a little planting. Well, my husband more than anything else in pots. And every morning it is it is very exciting to me to just see how
it's growing.
How is it growing? How is it progressing? And it's gratifying. And now we are using our own greens to do our green smoothies. So
That's
there you go.
awesome. That's awesome. So shout outs to Ruth and Sugar. I mean, what should we say the real names since we?
Alton and Shaniqua Vanderpool.
Nobody don't know them with that.
Known as
What's the names
Empress
that we
Root.
know?
Empress Root is hello.
Everybody
singer,
knows Empress
extra,
Root.
singer
Yeah.
songwriter extraordinaire. Yes, and teacher.
Yes.
Yes.
At Altes Catholic, I think.
I don't know which school right now,
Yeah,
but
she teaches one of the
teacher.
elementary schools.
One of- yes, she does.
Yes.
yeah. So big ups to y'all. You're doing
Yeah.
the right thing.
And then if you're out there, you're one of our viewing audiences and you live within the British Virgin Islands and you would like to have more greens locally made, we believe right here on the show on buying local, shopping local, supporting local. So definitely you can contact them. I'm not sure if we have a contact number. Do you have a contact number?
Oh.
So we can give
I
our
had my
audience
phone.
some contact information.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So the farm, like you said, is located in King Garden Bay, and you can contact them on the number 344-3376 or 441-0686.
Make sure you buy local, shop local, support local. That was our local highlight for today. We're going to take a commercial break and we'll be right back.
At Blossoms, our floral experts use their creative flair to design beautiful and exotic bouquets. We are the on-island wedding experts, and for boating enthusiasts, we can help you to add a touch of floral elegance, life, and color to your yacht, mega yacht, or super yacht. You can also find a wide variety of silk and dried flower designs, fresh cut flowers, local flowers, tropical blooms, fruit and gourmet baskets, chocolates, balloons, both helium and air-filled, various gift items, and an assortment of plush animals. With a floral experience spanning over 28 years, we have earned a reputation for excellence both locally and internationally. We've even worked with celebrities. At Blossoms, we continue to deliver smiles and watch our customers bloom.
Welcome back to On Another Note, and we are going to jump right into today's hot topic.
Straight in the lava.
Straight into that. Listen, this one is hot. I would really like Kevin to be here though, because I believe that we need a man's perspective on this one. This is a story. Well, not really a story. It's a real life situation that I've heard at least happening at least 2 times, where someone, a man, finds out that his child is not his.
You only heard about that twice?
Factually.
Yes.
I love the world that Bertha lives in.
Right.
I love it.
But I want to know, I I'm going to introduce another scenario later on. But should this man stay if he finds out that the child is not his? Because it's technically his. Or we're going to
It
debate
depends.
that? We're going to debate
Wait, let's
that.
hear Bree.
Should he stay or will he stay? Which one is the
Should.
question?
Should he stay? Yeah. Should he stay? And should he continue to be a father to this child?
Y'all grab your tea. This is
Like
gonna
I'm
be
so
good. Go,
ready
Bree.
for this. Like it depends. If I know of a person here in the BVI, the dad found out as the baby was born that it was not his child because he's black and the child is clear, and the mom is black too. I mean, color doesn't mean anything, but they did a DNA test. He found out it's not his. If I was him, I was running. I was leaving. This child is just born. It's not mine. You basically lied to me all along. I've heard that you were cheating on me, but I know that the baby is born. I believe it because it doesn't look like me, and the DNA proved it. But if you have raised a child, and this child is, let's say, 10 years plus, and then some talks have been going around because you know the talk will always happen eventually, and you decided to find out if, okay, is this my child or not? And then you find out like it's not yours. Now depending on the dad, he's gonna be like, I love this child, like this child is mine, despite the test.
Bree,
this child is mine.
But I want to hear what happened with the guy. Did he stay?
I don't feel he needs to stay with the mom.
Did he
scenario
stay?
that
With the
you
baby?
know of.
Oh, the baby one, no, he didn't stay. He left
He
her.
bounced, okay.
And then she brought up another name, and I guess that was the real dad. But that dad wasn't
still
there
guessing.
either. Yeah, that dad wasn't there
So you're
either.
thinking if you raise the child, basically this
It's
is
yours.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
okay.
you
That's
don't
actually
have
a
a
good
love.
way to look
No,
at it.
my thing is the should and the will. Should is like, oh, you should do something. Will,
Yeah.
it's up to you. It decide.
Well,
It's your
at the end,
decision
it's up
if you
to you.
want to. But for me, it's that, you know, if this person came out in the very beginning, like, listen, I'm pregnant and I am really not sure. Of course, that's no conversation a woman wants to have.
Exactly.
Oh, yes, that's a hot one. But if this person is at least honest with you, and then down the road you understand that this child is not yours, I think then you could kind of. But 10 years later, I don't know.
I mean, you're gonna feel a way towards the mom, but the child has nothing to
You
do
should
with
never
it.
feel a way
So
towards
to
the
me,
child.
it's like some dads will actually still be a father to the
Yeah.
child.
Well,
And
I was gonna say I
course.
actually know someone in that kind of situation. He found out after
so a few years later.
It wasn't even a long time, maybe a year or two.
Oh.
They found out that the child was in fact not his, and he is still in the he's not as
Active.
close to her
Yeah.
as before, but he would have still been picking her up, like he would still gift her with certain
Yeah.
things. If she needed stuff or what have you, she could have called him.
Yes.
So, and he did that because, as he said, and he told me straight, he said the child ain't had nothing to do with the mother.
Right,
yeah.
And then
That's the man.
he felt
That's
bad
mature.
as well because the actual father refused to be in her
Oh,
life.
wow.
So he felt like, okay, this is his way to at least impact some kind of positive male role model on
Yes.
this child
Did
because
he stay
he
with
didn't
the
want her
mom?
to end up. No.
Okay.
Ah.
I think
Yeah.
that's
I think, no.
I think this is a really good hot topic. I'd love to hear what our viewers think on this. If a man finds out that the child is not his, should he stay? Or do we think he has the right now to leave? And does it matter if the child is a baby or if the child is X amount of years old for that decision to be made? If you've raised the child age 10, age 5, technically this is your child already and the child doesn't know any better. Should you still stay? Tell us what you think. So follow us on OANTalk on Facebook, on another note on our Instagram, and on another note on our YouTube page. We want to hear from you. Talking about hear from you, April, we want to hear from you. So on that note, we're going to talk a little bit about what's happening with April.
Yes.
April showers bring May flowers. So tell us what's happening with you, April. So we know that you have now officially left us as one of our
This is
co-hosts.
so weird that you
I'm
just
sitting
turned
in your
chair.
seat. Well, I don't know. I don't think I've graduated, but I'm just sitting here in the
No,
seat.
you're
Just so
there.
you guys know, my booty isn't big enough for the seat, but it's okay. I will do my best, April. I will do my. So, tell us a little bit. So you're officially now not our main host, But what are you up to in your personal life? Can you tell us? Can you give us a little hint?
Yeah, I can talk to you about it. I can't really go into much detail per se because I haven't launched it as yet. No. But you all would know that from time to time, in speaking with me, you've heard about my passion for the arts and for music and for poetry and that kind of stuff. So what I did is I reached out to a broadcaster. So what you're gonna see soon enough from me is just that. So you will see me on a show. It won't be on another note, and it won't be addressing these types of topics or what have you. But you're gonna love it, and I think that's all I'm gonna say about that.
So you're gonna come back to say more.
Yes. Yes. You're gonna like it. You're gonna like it. But as I said, because it's not officially launched yet, I don't want to give it away per se.
Yeah, no, we understand. We understand.
But in addition to that, I'm also trying to work on my business. I've chosen my word for this year. It's confidence, and I needed the confidence to actually go out there and step it up a notch and actually launch my business officially as well. It's Story by Adisa, and it's about the premise of storytelling is how we communicate.
Yes.
How we communicate anything. It could be about our business. It could be about our personal brand. It could also be on this kind of level, you know, sharing each other's personal stories. So that is the premise of my business. So I am the person you would call to package that idea. And I'm a wordsmith. If anyone knows me, I'm really, really good with words. I'm a writer, and that's pretty much what I can say
That's your
about.
passion.
Oh, that's awesome.
I can see it in your face.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. She's lighting up as she's talking about this. So if you're out there and you're starting a business or you're revamping your business, you need to rebrand and you want to know, how do I reach the right audiences? How do I make sure that I stand out in the way people hear about my business, in the way that I sell my business? This is the young lady to call. A Story by Adisa.
Story by Adisa.
Story by Adisa.
But-
and April Glasgow is the right person to contact to put that package together for you.
Yes, Angela. And
Say you heard it first, on another note, you'll get a 5% discount.
I also want
don't know
to
how to
say
wink.
that we've been speaking a lot about that kind of thing. So I'm actually gonna have to consult with this business consultant. You know, she's selling me, but I also have to sell her as well, because we have to work together in order to
grow.
not only as women, not only as professional women, but just, you know, to change the business landscape in BDI. So you're gonna be seeing and hearing a lot more from me, and you'll like it. You'll like what I have to give.
Confidence.
I like that. Confidence. Yes. And Story by Adisa gives you 3 packages: like it, love it, and got to have it sizes. It's just like the ice cream store. I'm sorry. You should incorporate that now.
Man, but somebody done teeth there. They're watching it and they're like, they done launch a website one time.
But before we shut off this segment, because we're getting ready to head out and have an amazing afternoon. Before we do that, I just want you guys to look around. We are at one of the best places to come to Friday evenings, Saturdays from midday straight into the night. We are at Myatt's Chill Zone on Cyril B. Rumney Pear Park. And I know you hear the music in the background. Come on, we're getting ready to have some drinks. So if you are not doing anything, come join us down at Myatt's Chill Zone. And remember, they are now located on Cyril B. Rumney Pear Park, and we want to make sure that you support them. We have a lot of lovely pizzas. They have a really nice, they do really good pizzas here. The bartender is definitely entertaining. Somebody that you want to make sure you get your drinks from, and they have lots of lovely bites to eat. The ambiance, the environment, the sea breeze. You don't want to be anyplace else on a Friday afternoon or on Saturdays. So come on down to Maya Chill Zone. We can't wait to see you here. April, before you leave, tell us, when did you start falling in love with the arts?
I was born with it.
So when was your realization? Like, when did you really start falling in love with it?
When I was 5.
About 5?
I was 5, and the assignment that we had in class, it was in St. George's many years ago. There was a poetry assignment. And I wrote a poem, and I remember the teacher at that time, it was Miss Breedy. And she was like, this is so good. And I was like, what are you talking about? She said, no, that's really, really good and such and such. And it made me kind of take a step back, because that would be the first time, honestly, that I felt praise for a talent rather than praise for you did good in maths, you did good in English, you did your reading and what have you, but that there was no a skill that perhaps I had. So I would say from about that age, I started to, because I was reading before that, and I just love words, and that was the first time that I was, as I said, praised for this quote-unquote skill. I should stop doing that.
Yeah,
I'm
going to tell her to give us a shameless plug. Every other Friday, there's poetry night.
It's actually every third Saturday.
Every third
but
Saturday.
But there are some events, some poetry events that
so
have
give
been
us the
launched.
poetry night
I've been seeing
plug
those a lot
for
lately.
every
third Saturday at Melamoo's Cafe, you're going to see a local poet being featured. It's one of the projects that I've been working on for years. This is again another passion project. That event is free. It's just chill vibes with Melamoo's Art Christopher. Big ups to him.
Yes.
And it is. I honestly say that anybody who's come through, they would love it. Like, it's not something that people would hear about and say, "Oh yeah, I into poetry, I into that kind of vibe." But once you're there, it's a whole different. It's a vibe.
Yeah.
It's a
so
vibe.
Definitely, we want to invite you out to that event. Featured sometimes is April, and lots of poets throughout our Virgin Islands.
Yes.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We are going to be heading over to the chill spot. Ladies, would you join me?
Of course.
Guys, have a good one.
Drinks on you, Anja.
We'll see you next time on another note. Bye.